All right, guys, so today we're going to start up a new section. So if you would, go ahead and write down a new section title. So if you're doing this on a computer, you can skip a couple lines and then type in landforms. Or if you're doing this on paper, you can start up a new sheet and write down landforms and make sure to underline our section title. So make sure that you underline the section title. That makes it easier for you to find it when we do our test. Remember, you can use the notes on the test. Okay. Go ahead and make a bullet and write down continent. So make a bullet and write down the word continent. And after you have the bullet continent, make a one and write down a large landmass. So a continent is a large landmass. And in the United States, we say that there are 7 continents: North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. I'll show you in a map of where those are. So once again, it's bullet continent, and then 1, a large landmass. So in the world, as I said, there are 7 continents that we have. And I'll show you where those 7 are. So first off, we got North America. That's this continent right here. And that's North America. South America right here. Europe right here. Africa right here. And we have, and then Asia, which is this one right here. Australia. And then the last one is Antarctica. Now, in some places in the world, they group some of the continents together. So in Europe, it's very common that North and South America be considered to be one continent, simply it's called America. And for Europe and Asia to be considered to be one continent called Eurasia. So this then gives us 5 continents of America, Eurasia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. But in the United States, we say that there are 7 continents. Next bullet, delta. Next bullet, delta. And then after you have bullet delta, make a 1 and write down a triangular area at the mouth of a large river formed by mud / sand. So once again, 1, a triangular area at the mouth of a large river formed by mud / sand. So delta, basically what it is that you got this large river, Mississippi, Nile, Amazon, that's running along. And eventually this large river comes to a large body of water. When it gets to that large body of water, the river then splits into a whole bunch of smaller rivers that then empty out into the larger body of water. So I'll show you a picture here in a sec. But as that river, is staying all as one thing, when that large river, that large flowing body of water, gets to a large body of water, like an ocean, it starts to then split and separate into all these tinier rivers. Let me show you a picture. So you can see here in the picture that you have one body of water. So this is the river Nile moving together. And eventually it splits into a whole bunch of tiny rivers and then drains into the larger body of water. In this case, the Mediterranean Sea. So it's all one thing until it gets to its end, and then it splits and then drains into the Mediterranean Sea. All right, so that's how that kind of works. Next bullet, island. And then 1 piece of land surrounded by water. So a piece of land surrounded by water. So an island is a piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. So no matter where you go, you'll eventually run into water. Although I suppose that's true for a lot of places. But for the island, it's a smaller piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. So examples of islands would be like Hawaii, for example, would be an island. Jamaica would be an island. Puerto Rico is an island. Hispaniola, which has Dominican Republic and Haiti, both those countries on it, is an island. Bahamas is an island. The island Keys off of Florida, island. Okay, all those places are islands. Let me show you a picture of what an island looked like. So this is a kind of a smaller island, but you can see in kind of the smaller island how you have the island and then there's water surrounding the island on all sides. So that's an island. Next bullet, archipelago. Next bullet, archipelago. And then make a one, chain of islands. So an archipelago is a chain of islands. It just means a whole bunch of islands that are close to each other. So they're just a whole bunch of islands that are just kind of right next to each other. That's what an archipelago is. So just a couple of islands that are all right next to each other. Examples of archipelagos would be Hawaii, Japan. Those are both archipelagos. You have the Greater and Lesser Antilles in the Caribbean. Greater Antilles is like Colombia, Haiti, Dominican Republic, island of Hispaniola, Jamaica, Puerto Rico. Those are Greater Antilles. And then Lesser Antilles are like St. Kitts and Nevis, Trinidad and Tobago. Those islands there are going to call the Lesser Antilles. So they're a series of islands all right next to each other. Hawaii, though, being kind of the best example. So there's a picture there that shows you Hawaii. So you see Hawaii is a chain of islands. There are a series of islands right next to each other. Next bullet, strait. So make a new bullet and write down the word strait. And then once you have bullet strait, one, a small strip of water that connects two larger bodies of water. So a strait is a little body of water that connects two bigger bodies of water together. So a strait is a little body of water that connects two bigger bodies of water together. We call that a strait. Gibraltar Strait is probably the most famous one that connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Atlantic Ocean. That's kind of the most famous of straits. But I'll show you in a picture here an example of a strait. So in the picture I have here, you can see how there's this little strip of water right here. That's the strait. Large body of water, large body of water. So that little strip right there, that's called a strait. So just this part right here would be called the strait. And I said Gibraltar Strait is the most famous kind of straits. And I'll show you on Google Earth where that is. So right there, that's the Strait of Gibraltar. So you see there's large body of water, little strip of water that connects the two together. And that is the Strait of Gibraltar. Oh, okay. That's actually the exact same thing in the picture. Okay, so what I got in my picture is Strait of Gibraltar as well. So Strait of Gibraltar, that's also what's in the picture right there. So you can kind of see how they kind of match up. All right. And next one, Isthmus. So new bullet, Isthmus. And after you have bullet Isthmus, make a one. Small strip of land that connects two larger pieces of land. So the isthmus is the opposite of a strait. A strait is a small strip of water that connects two large bodies of water, while an isthmus is a small strip of land that connects two larger pieces of land together. When Alaska and Russia used to be connected by land way back in the day, that was an isthmus. And the most famous isthmus is the Corinth Isthmus. So that's it right there. So that's the Corinth Isthmus. So it's a little strip of land that connects two larger bodies of land together. So let me go back to this. So it's a small strip of land that connects two larger pieces of land. Okay, and that's it for today's notes.